Hey everybody, it's Picks and Deep on Sportsnet. I'm JD Bunkis. He's Justin Bourne. The Montreal Canadiens are in a Stanley Cup Final, so let's get to doubting them again with our picks. I hate to do it, but I got to do it. Who do you think is going to win this series? How are you going to bet this series?
Well, for me, at the start of playoffs, I had Tampa Bay as the best team heading in. I would have had Montreal pretty close to the bottom. There's been a few weeks of information since. I'm not going to throw everything out. I know Montreal is better than I thought they were, but I still love Tampa Bay. I want to find a way to bet Tampa Bay and get plus odds. You can bet the under 5.5 games in the series, either team, and get paid positive. It's plus 118. So I like Tampa Bay winning in 5 or 4. So plus 118 to me seemed like a pretty smart way to make some money on it.
I actually really like this bet. I'd also like to say that I actually did back the Habs. I've pivoted. I pivoted to the Habs in that Vegas series. I was all over the Habs. They made me a very rich man, a very, very rich man. I still was left with a feeling of being incomplete. But either way, Shea Weber has been kind to me. The Montreal money lines have been kind to me. The way that I kind of see this series is either you're betting Montreal like every single game because the odds are too heavily tilted towards Vegas, or you're betting the pre-series stuff. So I'm going to stick to some of the pre-series stuff. I like your bet, the Tampa to win in less than 6 games. I'm going to even be a little bit more aggressive with it and say that it's a bit of a long shot. This is one where you always have to be willing to accept a loss, but Tampa's going to be favored in every game. I think that you could stack them up in every game and parlay it. You'd probably still come up with a little short of this number, plus 550 for them to sweep. I just think it's worth a small little sprinkle to say like, hey, we could live in a reality where they do sweep this series. By the way, Montreal Canadiens fans, like you should be thrilled at this because the nobody believes in you factor has been working for you so great this entire way. You should be loving this. Absolutely. There's no disrespect. That said, here's a little bit more disrespect. I like Alex Killorn over 3.5 points. He's playing 2 more minutes per game than Steven Stamkos is. And Stamkos is at 4.5 points with a worse line, with worse odds. So for a guy that has the same amount of points throughout the playoffs, who also gets power play time, who's playing 2 more minutes a game, big body in front of the net to score playoff goals, I love Alex Killorn over 3.5 points at minus 109.
Yeah, and he plays with some guys on that power play unit where he's going to get touches and they're going to score goals. They have all the way through. So I like that one too. For me, it's guessing that Montreal is not going to score a ton of goals. They've been very opportunistic in the playoffs so far. That's tough to keep up. Nick Suzuki's line is over under 3.5 points. That's a lot of points. He needs to score 4 points to beat you on a Montreal team that if I'm betting Tampa's going to win in 5 games, I don't think Montreal's going to score a ton of goals. The under on that pays minus 118. I like that. So I'm under on Suzuki at 3.5 points.
I'm going to go under on Brendan Gallagher shots in the series. His number's set at 15. He leads the Canadiens in shots, and he's had a little bit more lately in the Vegas series, but that's 2.5 a game. And I just don't see that against this group because I don't see this going that deep. You need 6 games for a push at that rate. You need 7 to win it as an over. So Brendan Gallagher at even money to go under 15 shots and the potential for the Justin Bourne push where you just had fun, but nothing happened. It's right there for you. So I'm going with Brendan Gallagher under 15 shots.
That's key. I like that one a lot. My only other bet is just a first game bet where I think Tampa Bay is going to win, and over 2.5 goals pays you pretty well. It's minus 143, but Tampa Bay to score 3 goals tonight, I like that.
So let's move to a couple of Conn Smythe odds quickly. I think that we both agree. We talked about it before the show. The cutoff line is Victor Hedman. He's plus 2,000. Andre Vasilevsky is the favorite at plus 135. Carey Price plus 175, plus 250 for both Kucherov and Braden Point. I'll just say quickly that I don't like the Vasilevsky bet because I just don't think the odds are good enough for that guy, even though I do see the reason why he would be favored. Like Montreal doesn't score a lot of goals. This could be a quick series. They try and attach it to someone. I think there's 2, maybe 3 plays here. One is Carey Price if you think Montreal is going to win because that's free money. Nobody's accepting the Conn Smythe other than Carey Price this year. Like no one is taking that trophy from Montreal. You could score 10 goals and be the reason that they won. He's still giving it to Carey Price. Victor Hedman's the value bet for me at plus 2,000 because I can see a defenseman eating half the minutes and scoring a couple points and them giving it to Big Hedman. But I sort of feel like Braden Point. This is like a Braden Point appreciation playoffs. And if they win a Stanley Cup and he does anything against Phil Deneau, he scores some power play points in a series that we could think is officiated this way, that it's kind of a coming out party for a guy that has as many goals as the leader of Montreal, Tyler Toffoli, has points. I have a hard time where the league doesn't recognize him and say, hey, we now know that you're one of the best 10 players in our league. We want to acknowledge that.
Yeah, Vasilevsky is one of those guys where he's just not going to get as much love on a team this good. Everyone's going, well, yeah, but look at Tampa Bay in front of him. He is that good, and maybe he is deserving, but I don't think he gets it. I had Hedman pre-playoffs. Before it all started at plus 5,000. So, here's holding out hope for Hedman. But I think if Tampa Bay wins it, it's Point. I think if Montreal wins it, it's Price.
I love the idea of Hedman scoring the first goal of the series and you counting your money. That's all that's
already started.
You just thinking this is it. We've done it. Anyways, if you want to bet with us, if you have any questions, give us a follow, shoot us a DM at JD Bunkis, at JT Bourne, both on Instagram and Twitter. Good luck out there. And good luck to the Canadiens.